And not long ago, our editorial director had an exclusive chance to take the new Apple Watch Ultra on a test dive with full scuba diving functions, and here is what he said about it. One of the biggest developments in the world of diving this year was the news that Apple had added recreational scuba diving to its latest product, the Apple Watch Ultra, via the Oceanic Plus app. The Apple Watch Ultra is the most rugged and capable Apple Watch yet, specifically designed for the outdoor adventurer and water sports enthusiast. It has a 49mm case made from aerospace grade titanium, a sapphire front crystal which showcases a stunningly bright always-on retina display, and 3 easily interchangeable bands, including the robust Ocean band as fitted to our unit, which is designed for use in the water. The bands can be swapped out in seconds, and you can get, as we did, an extended Ocean strap for use with dry suits, which is £49. Being an Apple Watch, the Ultra has a seemingly endless array of features, from walking, running, cycling, swimming, triathlon, rowing, yoga, Pilates, Tai Chi, to blood oxygen sensor, ECG app, and even fall detection as well. It also has a nifty compass built into it, an extremely loud siren, and dual frequency GPS. And straight out of the box, it has a depth mode, which will show your depth, the bottom time, etc., whilst freediving or diving. There is so much this thing is able to do. Your best bet is going onto the Apple website and seeing for yourself all of the above water features. So the Apple Watch Ultra is an extremely capable smart and fitness watch, but we're here for the scuba diving, obviously. So what is the Oceanic Plus app like, which unlocks all of the dive computer functions inside of it? Well, as you'd expect from anything involved with Apple, it's very user-friendly and intuitive. And as Hughes Outdoors know a thing or two about scuba diving, it uses the tried and tested Buhlmann decompression algorithm. You can choose between snorkeling and scuba mode, done by a simple tap of the screen in dive settings. In snorkeling mode, on the screen you get your maximum depth, the number of snorkeling sessions you've done, your last dive, the number of dives, and the water temperature. Scroll up on the digital crown on the side and you get your compass, but you can't set any headings in this mode. In scuba mode, which is what we're all more interested here at Scuba Dive Magazine, you have the actual dive mode, no deco planner, the logbook, and settings. So if we jump straight into the settings first, again, all very user-friendly. You navigate around by tapping the screen and scrolling the digital crown on the side. You can see and edit your accounts and the general settings. You can choose between metric and imperial, so degrees centigrade, Fahrenheit, and all that good stuff. In dive settings, once you get into the scuba settings, you can get into the conservatism, so you can select your gradient factors conservatism level from the default 70-85 to a bit more conservative 65-80 to the most conservative 60-75, or even add your own custom gradient factors if you know what you're doing. You can also select the PPO2, it's 1.4 as a default, and you can go lower than this if you prefer, but you cannot go any higher, so you can't set your PPO2 to 1.6 to gain a few extra meters on your nitrox MOD. Then there is your gas setting, where you can choose between air and nitrox. The Apple Watch Ultra will handle nitrox from 22 to 40%, which is just perfect for recreational divers with their nitrox ticket. Finally, you have your alarm settings, where you can set alarms for your target dive time, target depth, low no decompression, and the minimum temperature as well. It's all just a simple matter to toggle these on or off. If you exceed or you reach any of these target settings, then the bottom half of the screen clearly displays this, and it will be in that vivid yellow color for reaching your target depth, for example, or a bright blue for when the water temperature drops below your minimum temperature. Right, so that's the dive computer all set up. Let's go diving with it. When you hit the Dive Now on the app, you get a quick screen that just has the statement, "I'm fit and ready to dive." You have to press the action button on the left-hand side to instigate being ready for the dive. This brings you onto the dive screen, and it's very clear and easy to understand and navigate. Your current depth is at the top. Your no decompression time is next, with a green dotted line beneath. This will go down and turn yellow as your no decompression approaches its limit, giving you a visual cue as well as the countdown of the actual numbers that you can read. Below this on the home screen, You have your dive time, your minutes to the surface, and finally the water temperature. One scroll up on the digital crown and you replace these bottom three with your maximum depth, your ascent rate, and your battery percentage. Scroll again and these three are replaced by your digital compass. You press the action button to set a heading and press it again to remove it. A final scroll displays your gradient factor settings, whether you're on air or nitrox, and your maximum PPO2 level. The dive screen is very legible, even in low light or nighttime conditions, and he had no difficulty pressing the action button or scrolling the digital crown, even when wearing dry gloves and thick neoprene gloves in single-digit water temperatures. He liked the fact that if you do start to ascend too fast, for instance, the computer does all that it can to alert you to your violation, including the bottom half of the screen having a red warning with slow down on it, as well as the Ultra actually vibrating on the wrist, which can be felt through a dry suit. Likewise, when you arrive at your safety stop, the bottom half of the screen turns yellow and states safety stop, and you get the strong vibration along with your usual 3-minute countdown. All of this just adds to the simple to use and intuitive nature of the Oceanic Plus app on the Apple Watch Ultra. Recreational divers just want a computer that's easy to get used to, it's clear in its warnings, and with all of the features that they need for a recreational dive. It handles recreational nitrox mixes, so that's all covered, and if you do stray into decompression, it will give you all of the necessary stops to get you safely back up to the surface. They actually pushed the Ultra into decompression on one of the test dives just to see what would happen, and as they went past their NDL, the bottom half of the screen flashed up with a decompression warning as well as vibrating on the wrist, so there's no way that you could miss it. And then it showed what depth you would need to stop at and for how long. They then ran up to 5 minutes of deco, but by the time that they'd made a slow ascent up to 6 meters, it had already cleared and was back to normal, no decompression mode. Battery life is not bad at all, especially given that it's always on display. It can last for up to 36 hours in normal use, but you will get over 12 hours even when you're utilizing more of the features. They did 2 50-minute dives in a day and a fully charged Ultra, and it still came back with more than 74% battery life remaining when they surfaced from the second dive, so plenty of battery life for multi-dive days. Regardless of battery usage, it isn't an issue, as the Apple Watch Ultra's lithium-ion battery charges extremely quickly on its supplied charging station. So how does the Apple Watch Ultra with the Oceanic Plus app stack up against the competition of other dive computers out there? Well, in terms of the diver that it's aimed at, its obvious rival is something like the Sunto D5. This has a color screen and can handle all that the Ultra can diving wise, but it doesn't have any of the smart and fitness watch functionality, and the Ultra screen display is far brighter and easier to read. Next up is the Shearwater Teric. This well-regarded dive computer can handle anything that you throw at it, right up to side mount as well, open circuit tech, and even CCR. It has an insanely bright OLED screen and is priced in the vicinity of the Ultra as well. Now, the Teric display is far brighter than the Ultra, but this comes at a price, and that's the battery life. It's not as good as the Apple, and again, it may have far more scuba diving specific features, but it's not a fitness smartwatch. It does have wireless air integration though, which the Apple Watch does not. Finally, there is its nearest rival in terms of functionality, and that's the Garmin Mark II, like the Mark II S, the Mark II itself, and the Mark II I. Both are smart fitness watches, both have color screens, they're both rechargeable, and they both have full function dive computers inside them. However, they're aimed at slightly different people. The Garmin wins on the diving front because it can handle multiple gas mixes, open circuit tech, and closed circuit rebreathers, thus appealing to more experienced divers. But the Ultra screen is brighter, it's clearer and easier to read, and the menu and the navigation on the Ultra is superior and more user-friendly than the Mark II, which is all great news for newer scuba divers. The impressive battery life on the Garmin's is hard to beat though. We have heard some negative remarks across the internet when the news of the Ultra and the Oceanic Plus app first broke, but there were a lot of, but it doesn't work beyond 40 meters, etc. But at the end of the day, a lot of the naysayers are probably rarely even going to break the 30-meter level, never mind 40 meters. And if a recreational scuba diver has by some chance headed off below 40 meters, there are far more issues to deal with than their computer not working. The vast majority of recreational scuba divers out there, they rarely stray beyond 30 meters, so this would cater to them perfectly. However, the Ultra itself is depth rated to 100 meters, so who knows down the line what the future holds in terms of a potential new app developments and adjustments to the computer to maybe take it deeper. We don't know quite yet. Being an app of this caliber, you do have to pay for it. You can get a one-day pass for $4.99. There are monthly plans that start at around $8.99 and an annual plan is $76.99. Again, there was much negativity regarding this app-based dive computer approach, but many people are used to downloading and paying for decent apps in this day and age, and they can't really see the issue of $76.99 for an entire year. It's not exactly the end of the world in expenditure, and being an app, new features are going to be added all the time, adding to the functionality of the Ultra as a dive computer alongside its already impressive smart and fitness watch applications. This app is already far more than just something which makes the Apple Watch Ultra into a dive computer. Using the app on your phone, you can go into the dive planner, you can drop pins in the locations that you are set to go diving, and this produces a huge amount of information that you can look back on, including surface temperature, water temperature, wind, UV, and tides, and you can see all this information for up to 3 days in advance if you're planning a dive to a certain area, which is just ideal if you're looking to go at the weekend for your next diving jaunt. For those that log their dives, the Apple Watch Ultra syncs all of your dive data with your phone, where you can see a map of your entry and exit locations because of the GPS, and graphs of your depth, the water temperature, ascent rate, and your node decompression limit. You can then add additional details into your logbook that again you can refer back to later. It's really interesting to see what an impact the Apple Watch Ultra and the Oceanic Plus app have in the coming year and beyond, considering the company Apple sells in excess of 35 million Apple Watches annually. Getting scuba diving in front of even a small percentage of that is just an epic number, and it's huge for the scuba diving industry. So a great change to get a scuba diving computer on the wrists of a lot of people today. Maybe encourage them to also embrace our love for scuba diving, and for the casual recreational diver, who, let's face it, is going to make up a vast majority of the scuba diving population out there today, this watch is going to suit them very, very well. But let us know your thoughts on the new Apple Watch Ultra, and let us know if you have any questions that you would like answered about it, and we'll do our best to keep you informed. Check it out on our website at scubadivemag.com and subscribe to the channel for more gear reviews and diving content. Thank you for watching, everybody, and of course, safe diving.